Hello everyone, and welcome to a brief presentation from the library on the paper without a paper and the Ignatian pedagogical paradigm. This is Ms. Morgan speaking, and I will be seeing all of you pretty soon in the library to take some time and do some research together. So this assignment is really like a practice research paper. You're going to go through a lot of the steps required, but stop just short of writing a full paper. And what the library is really here to do is to help you figure out the best way of going about it. Here's just a roadmap of what I'm going to discuss in this video. I will briefly go over St. Ignatius and his role in what we're doing today, talk about what the IPP actually is, and then give you some nuts and bolts information about the paper without a paper itself. So all of you are familiar with St. Ignatius. He was a 16th century Spanish soldier who was wounded in the leg and then, while recovering, turned to a life of spirituality and eventually founded the Jesuit order. One of the spiritual exercises that he created was actually the foundation for the Ignatian pedagogical paradigm, which is pedagogy just means a way of teaching, and paradigm means a pattern or method. So essentially the IPP is a method of teaching or a method of learning that we use. There are 5 simple steps to the IPP, that Ignatian pedagogical paradigm, and I have them numbered here so it looks like you go 1 through 5, but really it's more of back and forth. It's not a linear process, but we will start with number 1 when we all meet together, and that first step is context. So getting background information, figuring out what you know and what you don't know. And as we move through the process, we'll experience some research, we'll reflect on it, see if it's working for us. Eventually you will take action and write a paper, and then take time to evaluate that whole process. But for today, context is going to be our main focus. And along with that, we have some learning targets for you. On paper, we are focusing on the medieval times and what's happening with folks then, but the bigger picture for us is that we really want you to be able to use knowledge in a couple different ways. And one of those goals that I highlighted in red is that using your prior and background knowledge as context for new learning, so that context step. One of the ways that we use context to make new learning is through mind maps. That could be a great exercise to figure out what you know and what you don't know. And I have a couple different examples here. The one on the left, very colorful, it's sort of a branch mind map. So this person has put their main idea in the middle, and you can see a bunch of different other ideas that are related to that main idea coming out of it. This person also used color and pictures, which our minds really like. This can be a great way to sort of organize information when you're first looking at a topic and you don't really know what you're doing. It can help you kind of map out and look at it and say, okay, here's what I've got. Now I know and what I don't know and how I can move forward. I also have an example here on the right, and this one is much more text-based, but this person, much like the person on the left, also put their main idea in the middle, and then around it they have these kind of different sections here. So they have a place for sources, so places they're going to look for information. They have a section for search terms and vocabulary, so the words that you might use when you go to Google or any other information database. And there's a section here for questions, so maybe she needs to find out more information about stuff, so she's keeping track of what her questions are. And there's another section at the bottom which we can't see, but it's really a section for main ideas or really big ideas related to it. So maybe there are a bunch of big sub-ideas related to track and field that she's trying to keep track of. You can see here on the left that this person keeps track of their big ideas with these big, thick branches coming off that main idea. So when we meet in the library, we'll have a chance to create our own mind maps, and you are welcome to do either option, the one on the left, lots of pictures and colors, branches, or the one on the right, which is more text-based. This is a sample of one that I did, a text-based one. And you can see here, it's fairly simple. It looks like I'm taking notes. This is not something that I'm going to turn in as a final project. This is really just something for me to keep track of what I'm thinking. That other target that we have for you is organizing knowledge that is useful. So once you have your mind map and maybe you have a rough handle on what your topic is about, you're going to be doing some research. So looking into books and websites and databases to figure out more information about your topic. But one thing that we will ask of you is to keep track of it. There are lots of different methods for this. The method that we're going to use is a program called Noodle Tools. So a lot of you have sort of heard about the infamous note sheets that we have you do here at Seattle Prep. This year, Collegio is trying something different. This is a program called Noodle Tools, which is designed to help you store all your research in one spot. So you will have your citations there. You will have any notes related to your citations taken there. Eventually, you could export them into a lovely works cited. It all looks great. We'll talk about it more when we meet in class. How to use it, how to put stuff in and take it out. But for now, your job before you come to class in the library is to make sure you create an account so you're ready to go. And the way that you do that is please check your email. Don't just go to noodletools.com and start clicking away. Check your email. There should be an email from me with instructions attached on how to create an account. So please do that, and hopefully you'll be ready when your time in the library comes. One last thing, we do have a Pwop website, and you'll find in your career at Prep that we generally make websites for all your big projects. I'll click here and sort of show you what it looks like. Here it is in all its glory. You can see here that I have all the different steps outlined for you. So step 1, context. There's your learning targets that I just talked about. The context mind map that we'll be working on, there's a template for that, and there's some pre-search links, so some places to look when we're first exploring our topic. You can see down here there's experience, reflection, all those other steps in the IPP are there as well. There's a little schedule, there's some documents and videos and things like that. That's really it for this presentation. Thanks so much for listening, and I look forward to seeing you in the library.